Well, with this fairy tale, we hope that you do not fall asleep because it's bedtime.
Long ago, at a time not too far away, in a place that was nearby, two happy seniors, Blaze and Liz, got married on December 1st, 2011. And tomorrow they will celebrate 10 years of a beautiful and loving relationship. Shortly after their union, they sought out to purchase their forever home, where they would live happily ever after. Within a few years after their purchase, a horrible monster came sweeping across the Houston metropolitan area named Harvey and visited their home. This monster left havoc, causing floodwaters to enter their home and destroy their treasures that they had accumulated during their new life together. Not having government aid and being turned down by insurance companies to help repair their home, Blaze and Liz continued to live in their abode after discarding drawing furniture, books, photos, and whatever items that sat on the floor that got saturated in water. Occasional reminders of this monster would reappear in the dark hours of the night and leave evidence of his appearance in their home. Black stripes raced across the baseboards and played in the kitchen cabinets what appears to be a black marker from a Sharpie. But Liz, with her weapons of defense, Mr. Sponge and Mr. Clorox cleanup, would spray and wipe for years, believing that she was defeating Harvey and his baby offsprings. Unfortunately, the monster Harvey had left other demons unseen by the naked eye. The wood floors began buckling in discoloration. The pond behind their home would now overflow, and sometimes water would now seep through the repose of their home. Blaze and Liz were devastated. While they applied to numerous agencies for grants, including state, local, and private sector, submitted duplicate and triplicate documents, they were lost and forgotten. They continued to believe that somehow positive thing was going to happen to change things, and began going from one sourdough to another. One bad thing after the other occurred. Blaze's health was failing in a rapid downward spiral. He now required auxiliary oxygen use 24/7. The number of his prescriptions increased along with the prices, and going to the hospital and being admitted for extended periods of time was his new routine. Many days Blaze just felt like giving up. Liz, for the first time in her adult life, was now coping with asthma. She already had rheumatoid arthritis, and she now had problems breathing and coughing nonstop. Health issues for the folks were not looking good, and they had unexpected tragedy one after another to occur. Their youngest son of 30 years, Lamar, was on his way to leaving from home to work on August 12th. He complained of not feeling well and collapsed on the living room floor, only to be pronounced dead within 2 hours. Lamar was recently promoted to Regional Vice President of the Training Division for LA Fitness. In the prime of his life, he was called to be with the Lord. The autopsy revealed that he died from complications of pulmonary embolism. The coroner said that he had an enlarged blood clot in his lungs, and it took him away. The grief of Liz losing her youngest son continued to haunt her daily. A year passed by, and the sadness of their home was very evident. Lamar's energy and his loving spirit was no longer present. COVID-19 introduced itself to the world, and then another unexpected thing occurred. Liz's second youngest son, who lived in New York, collapsed at work 2 hours before others had arrived, and he was immediately placed on life support. He was pronounced dead the next day after Liz was able to see him in the hospital in New York. A successful entrepreneur at the age of 33, Leon left behind 2 children with one on the way. It felt like a double dagger to her heart. Later that fall in a gloomy state of mind, the Polks received a telephone call for permission to pick up Mass to distribute to their congregation from Waypoint Church. Still huffing and puffing with respiratory issues, they met two angels who floated from a cloud overhead named Ron and Jody. Liz was amazed by the beautiful kitchen where the Mass box was stored. She envisioned herself cooking in a kitchen where her sidekicks of Mrs. Sponge and Mr. Clorox Cleanup could retire from their daily assignment. She dreamt of walking on even floors that didn't buckle up or had to be covered by rugs. But Liz, she saw this as only a dream. She shared her story with the angels, and never in her wildest dreams, she was talking to someone who could actually make a difference in their lives. The angels took down her contact information, and within months, a herd of angels were at their front doors with shovels prepared to take care of the water that flowed from to their home, which never flowed again. The angels were on duty from early morning to late evening to begin a turnaround of change in their lives. The angels in charge of the project made certain that they were not only there to help pack up the items in the kitchen, but throughout the house. They even provided boxes and packing tape. The Polks pinched each other. Furniture was stored in the garage and boxes were placed in a unit in the driveway. The orderly and efficient work was magnificent to observe. Blaze and Liz were placed in an extended stay hotel with their small canine dogs. Blaze was now walking his little babies around the perimeter of the hotel without an oxygen tank. He bent over to pick up their poop, and didn't even occur that it was like more than once a day. Seeing Blaze walk much faster in pace and no longer resembled the little old man he was, it was indeed a miracle. His health began to improve for the better, and he was not only feeling better, but also looking better, as if he had drunk from the fountain of youth. The house was days from completion when the cousin of Harvey, Mr. Cold Snap, dropped down and attacked the pipes, causing many to burst and again destroy their properties, including the house of the Polks. Well, the angels in full form didn't miss a beat, and they had to redo the job that was only days away from completion. They were diligent to the task, and after 40 days away from home, Blaze and Liz were able to see their dreams come true. The black racing stripes, also known by many as mold and mildew, were gone forever. Blaze gained a new pep in his step, and the need for an auxiliary oxygen was far and few from a constant use. Liz seemed, however, to be holding on to her asthma. She does not like to throw away anything. Even though a third son now passed away this year in the same month of August from a tragic accident when he stepped out to help other motorists. He was hit by a drunken driver. Now, there are tragedies in your life that was unexpected, and many times these tragedies we are unprepared to accept and are never forgotten, but God knows the desires of our hearts and always places angels in our path. And tonight we celebrate each and every one of you who've come to our lives and embraced us with your love and made our house a home again. And we are so forever grateful. And we thank you for your kindness and your generosity and your steadfastness. And we love you so much. God bless you.